Still one game of hoops on a Tuesday night. Still a Knicks loss. They're down 3-1 in the series. The Pacers beat the Knicks 130 to 121. We'll get into it all, sadly. My name is Shlomo Stark,
My name is Levi Jacob.
and this is the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. Levi, you tried to get me last night. You were like, oh, don't you have an ounce of hope? Don't you have a little bit of hope? And yesterday you were predicting a Knicks win. I knew it was over in game 2 because for this simple reason. The Pacers are better than the Knicks. I think we just need to, it's okay. I don't, they're better. The reason we're a higher seed is because they played badly the first half of the season, the Pacers, but they're a better team. They have not lost 2 games in a row since March 10th.
Is that true?
Yes, that is a
That's
true
nuts.
stat. They are really, really good. They've been the best team since March, since February even. It's just not even debatable. They've been better than OKC statistically since February. Shooting percentages were basically the same. Knicks shot 46% from the field. Pacers shot 51%. Knicks shot 43% from 3. Pacers shot 40%. Knicks shot 84%, and Pacers shot 84% from the free throw line. The Knicks out-rebounded the Pacers 51 to 47. They both had 4 blocks. Pacers both had 27 fouls. Pacers had a lot more points off turnovers. That was killer. As I was watching it, it was wanted to tear my guts out like I was watching The Last of Us season 2 over here.
What's with spoilers, huh? Let's just let it be.
I didn't spoil anything.
Maybe it's happy. Maybe it's a happy season. Who knows? Anyways.
Saying tear your guts out for a zombie show is not a spoiler. I'm sorry to tell you. Anyway, you said before we started recording that you have many notes.
A lot of notes.
I have no interest in speaking about this series. I have no interest in speaking about this game. And I'm not even that upset because I think the Pacers are better than us. I don't think we should have had it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I wanted to read off some of the stats. I think also we should go through. I know you don't want to. But we have to mention that Tyrese Haliburton had one of the craziest triple doubles of at least this playoffs, if not, I guess, history in a way. He had 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 15 assists with 0 turnovers. That's nuts.
He was so good.
That's just insane. That's entirely insane.
For about 2.5 quarters, him and Brunson were equal. And then Haliburton just took another step up.
Yeah. I also want to say that in watching this game, Pascal Siakam is he's just awesome. He really does everything on a basketball court. And despite if you look at the Knicks box score, aside from some random stuff here or there, you would think that it was a good game for the Knicks. And as you're watching it, it just wasn't. It wasn't. I was looking at just the Pacers overall stats for this postseason. Okay. Right now, they're number 1 in field goal percentage at 50%. The team is shooting 50% per game in the playoffs. Okay. That's insane. They have the highest winning percentage of the playoffs. They are shooting 39.7. They're shooting basically 40% from 3. Okay, the free throw is a little bit, whatever, is 79%. Basically, across most categories, they're within the top 10, if not the top 5. It's nuts. It's totally nuts. They're playing out of their mind. And this team this is one of the notes that I had, is how did the NBA let Rick Carlisle get a modern day Mavs team? Obviously Dirk is not, no one's touching Dirk, but you have such a fast-paced offense with such dynamic players. You have a a point guard that can do it all. You have a big man that has such an unorthodox style of offense in Pascal Siakam. You have a big defensive anchor. You have all these guards that you can switch in and out, 3-and-D guys. Like, they're just so great across the board. They really are such a well-balanced basketball team. And I, I, some part of me wonders if it's more in regards to the series. Like, obviously the Pacers are amazing. If it's more that the Knicks really just don't have the personnel ultimately. Like, the trade at the beginning of the season, okay, I don't know to tell you that Cat has contributed more in these playoffs than Julius Randle would have. And Dante DiVincenzo would be another piece that they could have brought off the bench instead of having to bring out DeLon Wright. I like, and you see it in the Timberwolves series. I just think that it's like the Knicks have a lot of players who kind of don't exactly know who they are, right? This team was a defensive team last year. They were very good on defense. And you're disagreeing. Okay. Counterpoint.
The Knicks overachieved this season. They were never supposed to beat the Celtics in round 2. And people are going to put that against the Tatum injury. It's not true. They were up 9 when Tatum went out to put them up 3-1. The Knicks were destined from the beginning of the season to lose in the second round. That was always the expectation. The Knicks have overachieved. Now, there was hope that they would beat this Pacers team because they're the 3 seed, and the Pacers were and the Pacers, technically don't have even the best player in the series. If you look on paper, happens to be Haliburton has been the best player in the series. But in theory, before game 1, you would say Brunson was the best player in the series. So that was the case for the Knicks. Whereas, as has been proven, I think the Pacers are just a better team. But to say that the Knicks, the reason that they're losing in the Eastern Conference Finals, this Pacers team and the reason they're losing is because of off-season moves, I think is incorrect. I think
No,
that this is a great team. I think they just need to get deeper, and that's what they couldn't get deeper this past season because the cap is so stupid. They wanted to keep Hartenstein, but they literally couldn't afford him. So they had to get rid of him, send him to the title favorites. So now we had a problem at center. So it was either trust Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achiuwa or trade everything for Cat, which was so we ended up doing that. And then basically the Bridges thing, I think we overpaid for Bridges, but it was also at the time when they overpaid for Bridges. Number one, Bridges won the Celtics series, so I'm not even sure we overpaid because he helped us win that playoff round. 2, at the time they traded for him, it was under the assumption that we were putting this Villanova roster together, which was like a winning roster, and at the time the Cat trade wasn't really on the table. So they did every offseason move they could, and then that was it. Now, I think the answer is we don't run it back. We don't say this was a team that lost in the conference finals. I think we need to get deeper, or Giannis, either one. But I don't think to say the Knicks are down 3-1 to the Pacers because of I'm not blaming the personnel on that. The Pacers are better than us. Melo and the Knicks lost to the Heat every year, not because of personnel. We lost because the Heat were better than the Knicks.
I think you're right, but my problem is that I think that the way that Tom Thibodeau works is players who know who they are thrive, right? Brunson thrives. Hart thrives. Mitchell thrives. They know what their role is. Mitchell plays defense. Robinson plays defense, right? Brunson is offense. Cat, I think, is just and it was the problem in Minnesota as well. He's just kind of confused night to night on what he's supposed to do, and it's like a natural approach to basketball that he has a hard time with for some reason. And I don't think that helps when you have him on the floor with Bridges in the state that Bridges is now. right? Like there was a point at which in this game they kept going to Bridges on threes and he was hitting them. And when you're like, yeah, that's the look that we want to see is a confident shooting Bridges contribute to the team offensively. Like you can do that. You've scored 20 points in a season before. And he, for some reason, it's just not, they're not so in focus on what they bring to the team. And I think that Cat was such an interesting, like I remember in the beginning, like I'm not saying that they would make any difference now with Randall or Dante, but I'm saying both of those players know what they contribute to a team, especially Dante. And I think that this team really suffered, like even in regards to bench players. Miles McGraw gets out there and he shoots threes. His defense used to be better than it is now. They really need somebody who's able to orchestrate an offense when Brunson is off the court. Is really the
No, I
problem
don't.
off
I
the
don't
bench.
think this is a complete team, but I think this is a team that overachieved. So now to talk about personnel, like we can do this with any roster. No roster is perfect except maybe OKC. So you could do this with any roster and nitpick what they exactly need. Sure, yeah. The Knicks, like, what is Towns? Does he drive? Is he a 3-point shooter? Is he a little bit of both? How does that work with Bridges? What the Knicks have a weak bench. Sure, you could nitpick everything, but the bottom line is this Knicks team has overachieved. So to now say the issue in the Eastern Conference Finals is personnel is an incorrect statement.
I
Every team
hear
could
the
improve.
argument. Yeah,
Every
but
team could improve, and the Knicks could improve also, and they should improve. They should not run it back, but they have overachieved this season, and the assumption is that they were not supposed to beat the Celtics, and they could not
right.
have beaten the Celtics last year. They lost to who'd they lose to last year? The Heat.
Pacers.
Oh no, the Pacers. Thank you, but they were injured last year. And then the year before that, they lost to the Heat. That team could not get over the hump because of injuries, because of durability, and they changed the team and they got over, I don't know, half a hump, whatever the hump used to be. So it was a successful season, and I would right now get mad at the personnel if we run it back and the same thing happens again next year and we can't get over this hump.
My question is, what is it? Just knowing how the NBA works, what is not like? Do you think that the Knicks would now turn around and trade Towns? I don't think that he's the right piece next to Brunson.
They would if they get like Giannis.
I don't think that the Bucks would go for that.
I don't think so either. But I'm saying I think it's these five, and then my guess is I think it's these five, and then they try to get a deeper bench.
Can I give you an alternate
six,
trade?
Really.
Can I give you an alternate trade that I would like them to go after?
Sure.
This is a thought that occurred to me this morning. What if in all of the Celtics weirdness, what if they tried to get Pritchard for next year? I know the Celtics are probably not going to trade him because he's a great contract and he offers too much for them for what is there.
Pritchard is very Knicksy.
Like a clear scoring guard who can also play make, but is like he's ready to go off the bench.
It's Pritchard. It's every Pacer guard is Knicks. Like Neesmith, McConnell,
I told you.
Those guys would all be iconic Knicks if they were like even I don't know, he kind of disappeared, but Bruce Brown.
Is he on the Pacers?
I thought he was. Maybe he's not. But he just kind of did. I don't know where. Maybe he's hurt, but he just kind of fell off.
I think he's
on Toronto. Maybe was he traded?
I think you're right. I think he's on Toronto now. I think.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But like a Bruce Brown, a Caldwell Pope, Austin Reeves, like all these guys would be.
You don't want Caldwell Pope.
I wouldn't mind him. Dennis Schroeder.
But
like there's a bunch.
Pritchard's like a.
No, I'm saying there's a bunch. This list, like this list of players I'm listing you, these are all the guys I want.
This kind.
Like I'm not looking to trade Towns for a big star. I'm looking for just a deeper bench to provide scoring. Pritchard would be great, but I'm saying the list of people I just told you is the list who I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But I'm not blaming that on this loss. I'm blaming that the Pacers are better.
No, you're right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm looking at the stats, right? The Pacers shooting 50% from the field, 40% from three. It's not like it's a. Again, I don't think that the argument is to take anything away from the Pacers that they're playing against bad competition. The Pacers are awesome. I actually wrote that I would love to see this Pacers team play against the Celtics from last year. Not that they would win, but I think it would be a really fun competition to watch because it's such a like this offense is nuts. It's a totally crazy, fast-paced offense that really is so intelligent as it goes.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, the Knicks play well against this Pacers team, and you saw it in a few runs in this game when they go slow. The problem is
100%.
it's so hard mentally to not play the Pacers game because they score like you score a basket, you hit a three, and they just run and do a fast break layup, and you're like, oh, let me run and do a fast break layup, and then but you're not as good as it as the Pacers, and then you're playing their game. But like in the times when the Knicks were like, let's go slow, give it to Towns in the low post, double team him, pass to make the extra pass and an OB3. Like that's how we went on our runs. But at some point, it just gets too hard to play this Pacers team like that.
If it ends up being OKC versus the Pacers in the finals, first off, there's a lot of discourse online. People are like, that would be the worst finals ever. Stop. Just stop. Okay?
You're very into like hating on the people. You're too online, maybe. You're too online.
That's fair.
You're too. These are like 6 people on Twitter that you're like, the people online, like, I think you're too much like in the internet. Like, I don't really go online so much. Like, I think it'd be a great finals. Like, don't defend yourself against random people on Twitter.
Well, either way, I want to say that I think that it would be a really, really fun series. I think that like there are certain aspects of this offense that the Thunder would struggle with, and I'm really interested to see how they play defense against this. Like, I think it would just be a really, really good matchup.
It also would not shock me if it's like Thunder in 5.
I
wouldn't shock me.
I hear you. I think that it would shock me a little bit. How this Pacers team is playing, they're really good. They're really dynamic. They really can put a lot of people on the floor, and they make these shots. And you saw it. I want to say, game 3 when the Wolves were playing with momentum and speed and they were hitting these shots that you're like, whoa, how'd they do that? That's how this Pacers team plays. Like, they hit these shots that you're like, what the heck was that? But they do it again and again.
5.
No, I'm saying, but if the Pacers do it, I don't know. I not that I think it'd be a close series necessarily, but I don't think 5. But either way,
let's save that for when once the Pacers and Thunder, which is most likely right now, will play each other in the finals. We'll have plenty of time to discuss it. My prediction is the Thunder win tonight. You too?
No,
we are in OKC. You think Minnesota has it?
Yeah, I think this is like Anthony Edwards wants to redeem himself from last game. Apparently, he feels that he didn't play poorly last game. He made the right play. He just didn't get enough shots.
I actually agree with that. By the way, it's a great take. I was watching that game. I thought he was really good, even though the stats didn't show it.
If you're a primary option on an offensive team, you can make good passes, but also at some point, like, that's what I think Shea does very effectively.
No, I didn't think he played perfectly. I just think he's right. He played well. He just didn't get enough shots up. I think that's an accurate thing. If he said I did, I played perfect game, it just didn't work, then I would disagree. I agree exactly with what he said. Those words. I played well. I just didn't get enough shots up. That is exactly what happened.
I just feel like if I feel like it was Michael Jordan on the basketball court, the question is not if he got enough shots up. He would just go and get more shots up. That's all.
Correct.
Like, it's a weird complaint.
Edwards.
No, but I'm saying it's a weird, like, as a primary option, it's a weird complaint to me. That's all.
He didn't complain. He was saying.
You don't feel like it's a weird. You don't feel like it's a weird defense? Like, if Jalen Brunson
that wasn't
was like,
defense. He explaining what happened. He's
I
right.
don't know.
He was 100% right. That is exactly would be my description of Game 3. Anthony Edwards played really well. If he shot more, they probably would have won. He should have shot more.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he said too.
How I understood his tone was not that, but it could be. It could be that I misunderstood it. I want to mention one more thing, by the way, about the Knicks in this playoffs. Okay, do you know that Jalen Brunson is 3rd in assists in these playoffs?
No, I did not know that.
That's a pretty
Tyrese Haliburton.
Come on, yeah, with 122 assists. Jokic is next, but Jokic has a whole less series, and then Brunson is 109. That's pretty good. That's good playmaking he's doing.
Yeah,
That was like
I
surprising to
think
me.
it's more like there's like it's like there's there's Haliburton, there's Jokic, and then there's like a long gap. There's no other really point guard. Like who's he competing with? Drew Holiday and Derek White? No.
They're not.
Garland,
Yeah,
like Garland was barely
didn't
played.
play. That's a good point. That's a good
Um,
point.
Dame was out. Uh, SGA is a shooter. Um, like I would be equally surprised if SGA was third, just like Brunson. Like they both are a shoot first guard. Uh, it was not going to be anyone in the first round like the Lakers or like the Rockets. Like it's
That's
Steph's
a good
got
point.
hurt. Like it's not. There's not really anyone left.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I wasn't like measuring him up against other point guards in the playoffs. That's very valid, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, my last note, most important one. Rick Carlisle looks a little bit like Jim Carrey. That's it.
Okay. This is not where my head's at right now. I can't do this. I can't I'm like still mourning the Knicks loss. I can't do the Rick Carlisle Jim Carrey thing. I'll go watch Bruce Almighty and let you know what I think tomorrow.
All right, deal. Sounds good.
That was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levy, for co-hosting, for producing, and for pointing out that Rick Carlisle and Jim Carrey look alike. And I want to thank you for listening. See you tomorrow, folks.